Hello everyone, how you going, and welcome to Canadian English Slang Quiz. Now, I've learned a couple of Canadian words and also a couple of Canadian slang words, but I just want to see how many do I know and how many do I still have to learn.
Hi, I'm Lauren from the UK.
Hi, I'm Callie from the US.
And I'm Sydney from Canada.
Yes.
I don't know about slang, but I've been to Canada. I have a couple of Canadian friends, but they never taught me any slang. I just know like a boat and like a, and that's literally it.
But not everyone even says a boot. We say about.
Now that is obviously a stereotype that slowly gets dismissed as people go, no, that is from this region or that's from this region. But like she was saying, there is definitely some things where you go, come on, you have to accept it that is either slang or just a stereotype. That is true in general. Like they said the A, and even Sydney has said before that she uses it heaps. And I guess the only other question I have is what actually classifies as slang. Take Toque, for example, you know, that's a Canadian word. I don't know if you'd call it a Canadian slang word, but at the same time, it's not what the rest of the world calls it. So is it slang or is it just a different word?
I feel like I don't know a lot of the slang, maybe a little bit of difference, like the accents, and definitely like A. I think everyone knows that when they think of Canada. But I'm interested to see what differences we have because Michigan is so close. I've heard that we might have some similar terms.
I would certainly hope that if you live on the border of another country, you are at least going to have just some little bit more knowledge of Canadian words and slang compared to even, let's say, Texas, for goodness sake. Of course, okay.
Oh, huh?
Here we go.
Toque. Yeah, toque.
Nope.
How do you say it?
Toque.
Yes.
Toque.
Yep.
Oh, I think it's the middle one. No? I was going to say, is it a hat? No, is it not a hat?
Well, the last one's like tuck tuck.
Tuck tuck.
So that's kind of close. Like
Yeah.
tuck.
Why would they be talking about that in Canada?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Good.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, I don't imagine that Canada is going to be having a tuk-tuk. I mean, I haven't exactly been, but generally that's more of a Southeast Asian thing than a North American thing. Speaking of North America, though, I could understand if it was TikTok, but really, I feel as though you got two that are kind of meant to be throwing you off. It just depends what you're thinking. You're going, ooh, is one just glaringly obvious, and it's, oh, of course it started with a T and it was TikTok, or is it actually just the one that is different in terms of spelling out of these three?
And Canadians wear beanies probably because it's cold.
That's right.
Beanies?
Tuck, no, I don't think so.
No.
Are you
I
sure?
think,
I
yeah.
don't know.
Is this your final answer?
I think that was a good train of thought. Canada, cold, beanie, toque.
Yes.
Yes. I knew it.
In Canada, we say it's a toque. Usually like what you guys might call like a beanie, but we sometimes have like the little pom-pom, and then the beanie is a slightly different shape as well in comparison to a toque. Everyone just calls it a toque.
Is the
Wait, there's a difference. She just said that the toque has a pom-pom on top in terms of traditionally, even though everyone calls the entire headdress wear the same thing. But the fact that it has a different shape completely blows me away because surely it's meant and designed to fit your head, and that's only going to be really one shape. You know, let's just call it an oval or a sphere for goodness sake. And so maybe she's about to explain it and I paused too soon, but I'm just blown away that she even said that in the first place. Maybe a beanie's more snug to the hat and a toque's more pointed and floppy because of the pom-pom or something. That's my guess.
Everyone just calls it a toque.
is the toque like there's more snug fitting one?
It's sort of like, yeah, and it has like the pom-pom on the top.
Ah, okay.
So like, I guess sometimes some beanies will have the pom-pom hanging down below more, or they don't have the pom-pom. There's some controversy in spelling as well. So a lot of people will say TU instead of the TO. A toque is something very different. It's smoking.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay, we said that too.
Well, I certainly haven't heard that one. I think every time I've read it in the comments it's been 2 O's, so I can only assume that's probably the more common spelling, but I don't know, maybe only TO people gather for these videos. Either way, TU and TO. I mean, having another U in there, that's too many U's for a 5-letter word.
So would these be like the ice hockey hats? Like
No, everyone wears it.
Ice hockey
okay,
hat.
I always
cute.
wear beanies. I love them.
Yeah.
Hang on a second, what is an ice hockey hat? Oh, they mean like for supporting? Is that what they're talking about? I guess they're also what people would call baseball caps and hats and things like that, but maybe, yeah, it must be things like this. Ah, I've heard of this one. I think it was in the How to Be Canadian video. I can't remember what it is, or maybe someone even said in the comments it was like you're a loser almost, or you're something to do with ice hockey, I think. That's my guess.
I'm looking at Sydney for comfort.
Gardener.
Hoser.
Hoser.
I think what you said was the tights.
Pantyhose or something.
Hoe. Hoe, where? A hose, like a garden hose.
Now that they say the same thing, they've said, I guess, like, pantyhose is where they're getting hose tights. I mean, to be fair, I guess it's simple enough logic. You've got a carpenter, a plumber, a bricklayer, a gardener, and a hoser. I'm not sure how long it should take to learn how to be a hoser, but maybe it's a 4-year apprenticeship.
Hose or hose?
Hose isn't spelled like
You're a
that.
hoser.
Are you saying Sheldon's that? Love you, Sheldon.
Yes.
What's the first one?
Two dudes from the 90s.
And then we have Sheldon and Leonard.
I would just say loser because it seems like the most specific one there.
See, they're dressed like kind of funky. Like he's wearing like kind of, you know, like what you would think like countryside, like lumberjack, but with like a bobble hat with a toque.
Well, I want to come back to the options and have a look at them. There we go. I don't really understand how the Big Bang Theory comes into it. And then the one on the left, I cannot remember, or I don't know if I ever learned where it's actually from, but I definitely recognize it in a video that was talking about the beer, I think, that they were having. Like, actually, that's the 2-6. Yeah, because they did got the stubbies, unless it was a stubby video. I don't know. It was something about the alcoholic beverage. It was that exact photo.
They're dressed more like a stereotypical Canadian, maybe. Like lots of layers,
We
the
could
flannel.
also wear what Sheldon and Leonard are wearing.
Yeah.
So maybe it's the guys on the left and it's describing their style.
Yeah.
What is your final answer?
I went with loser first, so I'm going to stick with that.
I'm sticking with my guess.
I mean, the logic all definitely makes sense, and with thinking about it, when they were just talking, I was going, oh, maybe that would be a replacement word for bogan or like redneck if you're in the USA. And not that any of these images particularly show that, but I like the way of thinking, to the point where I'm questioning my original choice, and I don't know if I'm just getting mixed up with another term and it was used in the same sentence or in the same paragraph, and now I just really don't know. But either way, I guess I just stick with the same as, what's her name, Callie. She chose loser, so I'll choose loser, and I'll be a loser if I choose that, I guess.
First one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So it's a person who's considered unintelligent or uncouth, especially beer drinking man or a nickname for a big hockey fan. But hoser is also someone who wears like a lot, like as you guys said, like a lot of flannel, wears the toques a lot, and they definitely do drink a lot of beer. And so these guys are stereotypical Canadians. They really really hammed up the Canadian accent, and so I was talking like this, and so they really made it harder for everyone to understand with the beer and everything like this.
Well, honestly, I feel very, very betrayed. I don't know if it's from the comment section or probably just more so my brain and remembering and getting things mixed up, because she said that it was to do with hockey, and I did remember that much, but everything else was just completely off. I don't know where I got it from. But hey, if nothing else, I definitely won't forget it now, because that was the betrayal of the century. Yes, Mickey, I know what that is.
Mickey? Like Mickey Mouse?
Oh, I think Captain Morgan.
The middle one.
Maybe.
Mickey, it could be. Specifically Captain Morgan? Or like Flask?
I was going to go towards Captain Morgan.
Okay.
I have no idea though, because I've never heard of it either,
Yeah.
except for the character, yeah.
I would go with
Captain Morgan.
Well, look, even though I felt as though I knew the last one, I'm, let's just say 100% sure I know this one. I mean, to be fair, it is correct to say Mickey because Mickey means Mickey. And I am also sure that somewhere in all the history of ice hockey, Mickey has definitely been around, but it's definitely the middle one, according to me. And I don't think it's to do with the Captain Morgan, unless there's only one particular one you can get, but I believe it's just to do with the size and, let's say, the shape of the bottle.
So it's not just Captain Morgan,
Yes,
the size
it
of
is the middle
last bottle that is.
Yes.
So that's what a Mickey is. Like 375 mils is a Mickey. And
Okay.
That's cool.
so, like
At
it's
least I got
BYOB.
one.
Yeah, you like, oh, don't forget to bring your Mickey, eh?
Bring your Mickey, eh? We don't have anything like that, but I know like in Ireland they have naggin, which is for like the smallest type.
Now I'm wondering if Australia has anything like that. I mean, I guess we do, but I'm trying not to get mixed up with glasses size. But I guess a stubby and a long neck are certainly descriptive of bottles without saying their milliliters, but I don't think we have anything for spirits. I don't know, maybe people can let me know. And I'm also a bit surprised that the UK has nothing. Surely it has something. For goodness sake, she says Ireland has something, and that's not too surprising, but I'm sure they have more than just that as well. A giver. I've heard it, but I don't know it.
Give her. So give her. Like give her.
Yeah,
it's
sounds
not.
like there should be something following that.
Give her. Okay, what if it's like
Give her this.
A generous person, a kind person.
Canadian.
Oh no. Is it go for it, give it, or charity donor? It has to be go for it, surely. I'm not sure where I'm getting that from, but I feel like I don't have any knowledge. I've just heard the word before. I mean, if it was B, I'd pull my hair out because that's the biggest trick question in the world. Surely you can't be saying giver is give her. And then charity donor, yeah, you are a giver, but not in that sense, I can only imagine.
See, charity donor. Okay, there's like two that I'm
It's gotta be A, surely.
Probably. The last two
Go for
makes too much sense, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's pick the one that makes the least sense.
Go for it. Give her. Like,
Yeah.
give her 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give her.
So what's it? A or B or C?
Go for it. Give
A?
her.
Yeah, it's A.
Yes.
Give her.
Oh,
I was
thank
like,
goodness.
go for it, man. Like, give her.
I mean, even though they did say that only 2 of them make sense, I feel like all of them make sense because, you know, like they said, give her 100%, go for it. And thinking about it now, an Australian might say a similar thing. They might say, oh, give her a go, like, go on, son. And so even though the Canadians have shortened it straight down to give her, I feel as though there's a bit of a mix in there that it makes A also make sense, as well as give her being giver and charity donor being a giver.
So yeah, give your 100%. So in
Yeah.
like hockey games or sports, or it's like,
Goes
give
to
her,
hockey.
man, give her, bud. Like, bud is also a really big Canadian word.
Huh, well, I can't say I've ever realized that, but yeah, I guess in the Canadian videos I have watched, they have used butter quite a few times, and I guess that is also a stereotype I knew but didn't know I knew. Oh, what?
Oh, I know this one.
I know that.
They know
I know
it.
this because of Britney and Justin Timberlake. That's literally the only reason I know what it is.
I've never
Yes,
heard
that's iconic. That, yes. And it's like the
So,
denim on
denim on denim.
So what's it called?
Canadian tuxedo.
A suit with a red tie.
Well, geez, I absolutely would have picked B, and honestly, I was thinking about it going, when I originally saw it pop up, I was going, oh, is it going to be like ice hockey suit, helmet, and everything else included? But like I said, I've never heard of this before, and so to hear that it's a denim jacket with denim jeans, I can only imagine, that is certainly news to me, and I wonder where that comes from. Surely it came from something in pop culture, not even Justin Timberlake or anything like that. Like, it originated from something, and then they made it famous.
Yeah, I feel like if I didn't know what it was, I would have picked the hockey team.
That's true.
Yeah, jean on jean, denim on denim.
Double
yeah.
denim.
Pure Canadian tuxedo right there.
Yeah, the iconic picture.
I've
that.
never even seen this photo.
Really? This is the only reason I know what it is. I found out from like reading the comments on the post because I was like, damn, and then people were like, Canadian tuxedo. And I was like, what is that?
Look at that. That is full on. No, I've never seen that photo before. I mean, I understood the double denim, but that's like, I don't know, octuple denim right there. Between the hat, the handbag, I don't know if the bracelet's included. I mean, I would love it if the shirt was also denim, even though that might be a bit scratchy, or maybe it'd be soft. I don't know. Can you get a denim shirt? I mean, I guess she's wearing a denim dress, so I hope he's wearing a denim shirt under there. Either way, that's insane, and I love the fact that that's a Canadian tuxedo, because I'm going to stick to double denim being a pants and jacket, but that is Canadian tuxedo being the whole outfit.
Even his hat in that. Is this common? Or is this just like...
Oh, you will see it. Guys with like the denim coat with buckle and the pants, the denim pants, and sometimes even the cowboy hat.
Okay.
Sometimes without the cowboy hat. Like, it depends on like which area in Canada as well.
How can you find the same color denim?
Oh, quite
Is that an
easily.
issue? Or
Oh,
is
no,
that
no.
like-
Okay, fine.
She raises a great point that I never would have thought of. The fact that they have found matching denim as well. I mean, yes, some of it has the more faded washed look and some of it has the more vibrant blue. I don't know what you'd call it. But the fact that Sydney said you can just find these people out and about, especially with the cowboy hat. Now, does she mean a denim cowboy hat or just a cowboy hat? Because if people are just walking around with a denim cowboy hat, my hat goes off to them, because that takes some serious gusto and some serious ego to be able to pull off. Not in a bad way, but just some serious kind of confidence. That's the word I'm looking for. Oh, no, I've
Nize
never
it?
seen that.
Nize it?
I've never heard of
Nize
it. Could
it.
be either, hey?
It's going to be a slang for something, like a word that ends in nize.
Like what?
Something nize it. Oh, okay, never mind.
Nice. Nice.
Nice it?
Nice it.
Nice?
Geez, well, I have to put my 2 cents in before they reveal the answer, because this is another one that I have not heard. I liked her thinking in terms of shortening down the word. You know, she was talking, I can only imagine, about organize and things like that, ending in nice, but I feel as though that's more of an Australian thing than a Canadian thing, just to chop a word in half. And so out of all of these, what would it be? A thumbs up, an A-OK, or a shh, be quiet and don't ever talk again? I'm just trying to picture people using them like, nice, yeah, that's A-OK, that would make sense, nice. But then the thumbs up is kind of a similar thing. You can easily say nice to a thumbs up, and so the shh, that's the only one that doesn't make sense. So does that mean it's that one? I don't know. I'm just going to have to choose the right one. I don't know.
I think thumbs up.
This?
That's more like...
Personally, I've never heard that. So I'm really curious as to where you got that from.
Okay.
Maybe like the East Coast, I'm thinking. So my guess is also this one.
Okay.
That was my second guess.
It is that one. I love the fact that she had never heard about it, and at least she got it wrong, so we're all in the same boat. It's not like she still managed to get it right, but no, the fact that it's Nize, or it wasn't even Nize, it was just Nize, so it almost sounds German. I mean, maybe that's because I'm thinking 9, and that's where I'm getting Nize from, but yeah, to say Nize, that really doesn't sound like English to me, and so wow, that's surprising, and I would like to know as well where it comes from.
How do you guys find it?
Interesting. Like I said, I thought I would know more. I'm so
Me
close.
too.
Like people drive to Canada from, Michigan.
Yeah, of
so
course, yeah.
You just cross the bridge and you're there. So I thought I would
Cross
know a
the
little bit
bridge.
more. So I don't know if I'm like disappointed in myself.
Well, I'm also in the same boat. I don't know if I'm disappointed or impressed with myself because I guess I knew a couple, but I kind of thought I'd know more. I mean, she said she just has to cross a bridge to be able to get there, and I have to just cross a pond. I mean, not even the pond, the biggest of ponds. But like I said, I was also hopeful and expected myself to know more of these, but man, it still taught me a few, and so at least I know that there's still more to learn. And at least when they do it like this in this format, I actually do learn what they are instead of just hearing them and then that's it. I never hear them again, and I just left wondering what it ever was in relation to. And considering that Sydney is from Canada and she had never heard about the last one, regardless if it's on the other side of the country or not, I think that says a little bit about the difficulty of these words.
A lot of the terms are kind of like cute.
Yeah, they're super like adorable. I liked it. I literally
Toque.
knew nothing, but
Mickey.
I just kind of was guessing from what made the least sense out of the answers. I like the toque,
That's cute.
and I always wear toques.
Yeah.
So
You can use
I
that.
might try and use it.
Any of the words that you found most surprising?
The giver, I think.
Giver?
Because in my mind I was like, oh, forgive her, like forgive that person, but
Yeah.
it makes sense. You're like, give her.
Yeah, see, it is things like that that make all the difference, because if you hear all the context surrounding it, whether that be the environment or just the sentence that you're in, it's definitely going to help you break down what the word's going to be. As even if you've never heard the word toque before, if someone was walking out the door, they put on their jacket, or they said, oh yeah, I'm just going to grab my jacket and toque, and then they proceeded to put those things on, you could probably figure it out. But when you just see the word, you're like, I got nowhere. I'm starting from zero. I have no possible chance of getting this. And then yes, the hoser, of course, another one that I just got wrong. And really my favorite part about that whole entire thing was just the mental image of someone becoming a hoser as a tradesman like that. And so even though I didn't get all of them, at least I've just added a few more to my repertoire. And if I was to take a test like this again, I would hopefully just do a little bit better. But anyway, in saying that, I reckon I'm going to call it there. So thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, feel free to do the YouTube algorithmic things down below. Also, if this is the first video of mine that you are watching, then make sure to go check out the original video down in the description below. Or hey, maybe even just want to consider subscribing so that you don't miss another one of these in the future. But all in all, have a good one and see ya.